Let's start now as Christian's drinking his coffee. Well, we're back. Here we are, guys. We haven't done one of it. Wigwam Jam. Special episode.
Here we are yet again.
Back
Third year at the Bedford.
Congratulations, AP.
No. Thank you.
Give us a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Now, before we get into the day, I want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you, mate.
And to Jamma.
Much appreciated.
For your Jamma 2.0 launch last week.
It's been a real
fabulous night.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great.
Tell me more.
Well, yeah, we did the Jamma 2.0 launch party, which was over in Shoreditch, 93 last Thursday, 93 feet east. Complete success. We had the brilliant
Sour Kicks, Amber Tea, Caitlin Lavagna.
Yeah, 3 absolute mega acts, Jamma Wigwam. All of them. So it's been a real week of it, right? Because now we're here and it's a continuation, a real week of celebration of independent music.
Tell me a little bit more about Jamma 2.0.
Okay, all right. Well, the new Jamma platform website goes live in February. Maybe on my birthday. I'm deciding.
Oh, well, okay.
Sounds
special day.
Horrifically pretentious.
We expect nothing less from you.
No. We've taken a year to build it. It's a vastly improved platform functionality-wise. Lots of new options for artists, venues, bookers, and brand partners alike. It's essentially the platform we always wanted, but
it's an evolution.
We're really excited for it.
Well, congratulations
Thank
again.
you, mate. Appreciate
good
it.
luck.
And vice versa. So,
we're here for the 8th.
And how are you, Dean, actually?
I feel awful today.
Yes, Dean's got the flu.
At least I don't sound as ill as I was when I woke up this morning.
Well, I walked into his room earlier and it smelled like death. So,
that's the
worse.
McDonald's, I reckon, rather than the flu that I feel like I'm coming down.
Nothing to do with having too much to drink.
I didn't have that much to drink last night
compared
to normal.
Yeah.
So he's quite well behaved.
He's 14 now.
14, good. I've gained 2 years since the last time you made that joke.
So Chris, I mean, back at the Bedford, obviously this is your special episode for the awards. Brilliant first night last night. How do you think it? How do you feel?
Oh, it was awesome. Very pleased. We mixed it up a bit this year. Last year we had a pre-party live shows, and we did that again. But we also had a networking event as well with our partners LMS UK, and we had on the stage we had the panel, which included Ian from Red Lantern, who we'll be speaking to. We'll be speaking to in a minute, and another industry specialist. And then we had a really cute idea, which was speed networking. Everyone knows speed dating, but we had a speed networking, and we had people from all walks of the industry. We had Laura May from Copyright and Publishing. We had Grace Meadows from Music Minds Matter. So we had a real spectrum covered, and it was brilliant. It was really, really busy. The Bedford's not the biggest place in the world, and but it was a scrum of people trying to get into different specialists. Well, you guys were there. How did you find it?
Well, no one talked to me, but
That's rubbish.
No,
it's because you literally came over and was like, "I'm going to sit next to you." I was like, "No, I'm sitting on my own table.
Dean wouldn't let me.
I can talk to you later."
But no, we thought it went really well, and we thought the format was good because it was sort of quick fire. It didn't feel cheesy like a lot of sort of corporate speed network. We've all seen that before. So no, it was very good. Some great people in the room. Yeah, I thought for a first night it was absolutely brilliant.
And what did you think of the networking?
Yeah, I think it went really well. A lot of the artists had the same kind of questions for me. There was all just sort of chat about Wokingham Festival, which I think shows how saturated the market's becoming for like events. So I think when it was about 10 people came over and was like, "We want to come and play." And I've only got 40 slots to fill. But I think the email application, there's been like 600-700 people have messaged to play since October. And there's only like 40 slots.
So 2026 is already booked.
Well, I'm going to have to start thinking about it because there were a couple of people yesterday that would be great for it.
Yeah, fabulous.
Well, talking of people yesterday, I mean, some mega performances last night as well.
Yeah.
What was your highlight? I mean, they're all brilliant.
Well, we had a real mixture. That's what I liked about last night. Yeah, we had. Later on, we're going to be meeting Jack Ellis and Alcy Bella, who make up the large portion of Jack Ellis and the Contraband. We've known them for many years, but we'll talk about that later. And we had Softwave, synth pop from Denmark. Yeah. But obviously the highlight of the show was the amazing current and reigning best male, George Bone.
Oh, and funnily enough...
Segue to introducing.
George, welcome.
I'll take
George.
I'll take that as a lovely little introduction. I was just sitting at the sides, just being like, "So, who was your favourite?"
We didn't even know you were in the building.
Oh, really?
And then suddenly he's there.
Yeah.
But you know, we've got, not only were you playing last night, but you're playing tonight as well.
Yeah, I am.
in the main event. So.
Yeah, going to be a really, really good night. Like you said, like I was there yesterday, and lovely mix of people networking, but also people just there for the music and people to take in the atmosphere. People who couldn't come to the awards tonight came yesterday because they just wanted to be involved in the sort of general community in the music, and obviously going to be a bit busier tonight. And for performers, it's going to be an opportunity to show off what they've done, show off that progression. At least for me, being a nominated artist and then a winner last year, to then being nominated again this year for a different award, but for playing at both the pre-show awards and the award show, it sort of functions as a sort of weird level of progression for me to be like, okay, last year I was this. What can I do this year, and what have I done? And so far, it's not been so bad.
Well, that's great to
Good
hear.
man.
Yeah, that's really great to hear. That we've known you for a little bit, obviously, and but by winning it, it's actually given you a little boost, which is
absolutely.
That's fabulous to hear.
It's the trophy sits in the corner of the living room at the moment and reminds me of the expectations that I need to hit. But also, like, I know that I wouldn't have been able to get festivals. I wouldn't have been able to play at places or meet people that I had sort of worked with in the last year, if not for then saying on my EPK or like any press release that I do, oh, I'm an award-winning artist. Then people suddenly just turn and be like, sorry, you're a what now? Okay, fair enough. Let's check that out.
That's really interesting because so many artists that we've spoken to this morning have said that, you know, winning the coveted Radio Wigwam Award has really helped them to progress. Even people who will be boarding the jets, who will be speaking to shortly, who live in Oslo, have said to win an award in the UK has really boosted their career.
That's so cool.
Which is great, isn't it? That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
it is exactly what it's all about. That's why we're in the business. Obviously, we love doing the radio and playing great music, but to give artists like George and all the others a boost is exactly what we want.
And if I could, I'll have to do a little shameless plug for something here, I'm afraid. one thing that we did trial last night was one of the new features from Jamma 2.0. We tried it with George. We can trial it again tonight, where audience members can actually tip the artist while they're performing. So you got some tips last night.
Yeah, I did. And at least sort of at least functionally for it. Obviously, for any buskers who are having to go out there, they have to do then their own like independent stuff. But even after you have played a gig for Jamma or something like that, do you say you have the link? Was it forever? You've got that link forever to be able to functionally press it on anything that you want, and then it goes immediately back into your Jamma account.
It links to your Jamma account, which then pays in straight to your bank. And we take nothing from it, by the way.
Exactly.
No, because I had that from someone last night. Oh yeah, and what's your cut? Nothing. It's 100% to you.
But no,
so
in all seriousness, it makes artists' life it makes artists' life so much easier to know, like, get the Haribo Star Mix, I guess. But no, genuinely, it helps so much. And at least trialing it last night, like, people really.
If you don't mind me asking, what were your total tips last night?
I'm not going to tell you.
Let's log into his Jamma account.
Well, I already know, but
no, you have my bank account details. I am liable to bribe.
Stop it there.
I guess the point is as well that, you know, and I don't want to bang on about it, obviously, but you can feed back to the artist as well during the tipping process. So if everyone says, oh, wow, we love your track Valencia tonight, then obviously that can help drive your next single or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But
one thing that I was
plugging.
One thing that I actually was going to say about that one extension, that would have been really, really cool to use. I know Laura May was there yesterday, and I had a chat with her literally before my performance, and I said, like, I'm going to make it clear that this is one of my favourite songs. And then even afterwards, she was like, oh, great, that was definitely one of my favourite songs. Like, send a demo over for it, send a recording over it, let's make something work. And I think that shows just the power of these networking events, especially for performers or even just artists in general, that they then sort of are executing tips that they've learned on the day. And it's great to then sort of see that progression and see where it leads to.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Great stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait to see you again tonight.
Yeah, going to be brilliant.
So what's coming up?
Yeah, so this year's looking quite busy at the moment. I've got 4 singles coming out later this year. One of them has already been synced for TV release in Christmas time, so I legally cannot talk about that at the moment, but very excited.
That's the John Lewis
It's the
advert.
John Lewis advert. Yeah, that's it.
very,
Right.
It's like,
very,
yeah, they're
very
gonna say anything else,
excited
you
to
just
talk
walk off.
about
You
it
have to beep that
later.
out. Beep it out.
Yeah,
No,
I was about to say we'll cut that. Really excited for that later.
Great stuff.
Going to get an EP out later this year, and going to have a few sort of single release gigs for it as well. I know that later in the year you guys are at Mikan as well. So
we're
I want to go there
obviously
as well.
in preliminary discussions for our involvement again in Mikan.
Yeah, I couldn't get there last year, but I saw it looked absolutely incredible from the
You'd be
stuff I saw.
perfect
Well,
for
we
it as
think
well.
you're perfect, and we also
bless you.
think that you could potentially do a single release at the.
Dude, that'd be so
French
great.
Riviera.
Because I know that one of the dates that I've got coming up for a single is June the 6th. I know that's literally
Yeah.
the final day
Yeah,
of
that
Mikan
is-
as
that
well.
is, yeah.
Which would be absolutely
So
brilliant.
fingers crossed for that.
That'd be stunning, yeah.
Great.
But
Busy year.
Yeah, very busy year. And obviously there's stuff that I can't talk
Yeah,
about
right.
yet, but also very excited to see what this year's coming through. And this is the first of sort of many things that I've got going on. So very excited about that. And I'm glad that...
And starting with the awards performance.
Yeah,
this evening,
absolutely.
so-
What a way to start.
Save the
Yeah,
best till
yeah.
first.
Good luck. Good luck at
Thank you so
with
much.
your nomination tonight
Bless
as well.
you. Thank you
Maybe
so
you can
much.
go home with another one. Who knows?
Oh, maybe. Who
Double-
knows?
who knows?
I mean, I don't know. I bet you can.
Well, we're all surprised.
we
We're
don't-
all going
I
to be
don't.
surprised.
Do you not?
by it,
No, I
I think,
don't.
yeah.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay, fair.
And I mean that we don't know.
Public vote this year.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that yet.
Yeah.
So this year, the public are heavily involved.
Yeah.
So
It's a
bit like the Eurovision, where it's half the sort of
you get half public vote and
panel.
half judges
yeah,
vote
yeah.
as well.
So we're all on tenterhooks tonight.
Bless you. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you later. Look forward to it.
Yeah.
Can't wait for your performance.
Thank you, George.
Later,
Before you
guys.
go, do you want to introduce a song for us to?
Yeah, cool.
yeah,
on
of
the
course.
I
podcast?
forgot about that.
I mean, Nathan, you mentioned it earlier. I might as well. I played this single last night, and it was my debut solo release as an artist. This is Valencia by George Bone.
Let's hear it.
I don't wanna wake up dreaming days for two. I wish I'd fallen in love, 'cause I got a plane ticket just for you. I tell you I've been feeling so alone. I've been trying to do it on my own. Everywhere I go with you, be home. Everywhere I go, I wish I was in Valencia with you. Sun is shining, we got nothing left to prove. We turn my skies into your calling from my blue. You'll be the one to stay, we could get away. Find a bar with you where we can spend the night, drinking wine and hear the breaking of the tide. I'd spend the evening with you staring at your smile, and you would have my heart around here in Valencia. Thinking of you for a while, I'm seeing lovers everywhere. Am I wasting all this time? Picturing you in every square. I tell you I've been feeling so alone. I've been trying to do it on my own. Everywhere I go with you to be home. Everywhere I go, whoa, I wish I was in Valencia with you. Sun is shining, we got nothing left to prove. You turn my skies into gold from my blue. And be the one to say we could get away. Find a bar with you where we can spend the night, drinking wine and hear the breaking of the tide. I'd spend the evening with you staring at your smile, and you would have my heart right here in Valencia. Whoa, in Valencia. I wish I was in Valencia with you. Sun is shining, we got nothing left to prove. You turn my skies into your golden from my blue. And be the one to stay, we could get away. Find a bar with you where we can spend the night, drinking wine and hear the breaking of the tide. I'd spend the evening with you staring at your smile, staring at your smile. You would have my heart right here in Valencia.
See, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say his sync opportunity was for some over 80s travel company with Valencia.
Here he is, Ian.
Yes,
Welcome.
we're joined by our headline sponsor of the awards,
Hi, guys.
Ian from Red Lantern Records. Welcome.
Good to be here. Good to be
First
here.
time on the podcast as well.
First time on the podcast. Yeah, I couldn't make it last year.
No, I know. Well,
Yeah.
we're delighted to have you, and thank you very much for
Thank you.
for sponsoring us.
No,
You
it's
know,
all good. It's
these
all good.
things take a bit of preparation, organisation, and dare I say it's a bit of spend. So thank you very much, and
Yeah.
and thank you also for being on the panel last night. How did you find it?
It was really good fun. It was really good fun. I didn't quite know what to expect. It's kind of my first one from a music perspective. I've done them from other industries, but yeah, it was good fun. Good questions. We had some really good questions last night, and then the speed dating. I mean, I was kind of. I didn't stop. You know, it was. I seem to have got 5 or 6 people on the table.
Well, yeah, I passed, and you had a rapt audience of about 5 or 6 people. It was
didn't stop.
it's like some sort of religious sermon going on.
Got to the end of it. It was a bit.
Preach, brother.
It was sort of, he said, I'm peopled out now. Yeah, I just.
That's it. So where was it? Everybody just asking you questions about the label, or saying what does it take to get signed?
Yeah,
or?
no, it was more. Some of it was just straight advice about, this is what I'm thinking of doing. Does this work? And some of them, it was okay. Some were just kind of wide of the mark, particularly when you're talking about the streaming platforms, because they kind of need nice regular releases at a not too long interval, otherwise it kind of wanes a little bit. So it was kind of helping people with that. There was one guy I was talking to who'd been doing it for 10 years, hadn't talked to a booking agent yet, was playing loads of gigs, but wanted to play slightly bigger ones or get on tours. And how did I do that? Have you spoken to a booking agent? Oh, I hadn't thought about that. So it was like, some of it was just.
It was like, thankfully, there was one in the room.
There
last
was
night.
happened to be
Well,
one
there you
in the
go.
room.
That's
Yeah,
the whole point of it.
yeah. And it was a lot of it was advice. Some of it was, what do we need to do to get on the label?
Yeah.
But yeah, most of it was actually probably a good 80% of it was just advice with what they were doing rather than just a straight pitch for their band.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
that's
let's talk
brilliant.
about the label a bit, because
Okay.
I know that we've discussed this, many times,
multiple times,
But
yeah.
you are. It is generally a very pro-artist label.
It is. It is.
Ensuring that the artist takes the lion's share, etc., which obviously is completely our ethos and how we operate with anything we do. But tell us a bit more about Red Lantern as a label.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think probably one of the big differentiators is we're a not-for-profit company. That's how we're founded. Everything we do is to help the artist get to where they want to be. And also, we want them to be their most true and authentic self.
Yeah.
So not to try and follow a particular path they think will make them
Thank
successful.
God for that.
Yeah, but it's about
be themselves.
Yeah, be themselves. Because if I typically look for a hackle moment when I go and watch a band live, because that's how I find them. I don't. Less through tapes coming in or MP3s coming through. It's more about going to see a band live, because that's where you kind of see what they're actually like, more so than if they're just on a record. And it's that moment where you either come away with one of their tunes lodged in your head, or you literally go, oh wow, there's something very special about this band.
You need to get that energy.
It
right.
really is. And it's them, from then either just, approaching them at that point or following up if they've sent me something before. Sometimes I've gone to see a headline band and I've come away with contacting the band that were below as well, and it's so it really, for me, it's seeing someone that's passionate about what they do and they've got a little spark that maybe just elevates them above some of the other acts I see kind of almost weekly. I'm out on gigs. So.
But you also, there's more than just Red Lantern, right?
Yes, there's a lot more than Red Lantern. There's only, again, so much I can talk about on camera. We have a lot going on in the background, particularly around live music. Working with the Live Venue Trust already about future projects. But yeah, there's 4 imprints on the label. It's Red Lantern Records, but then there's Black Lantern Records, which typically is the harder edged music, so hard rock, alt rock, and a skate punk band. We then have Jade Lantern, which is spoken word and lo-fi hip hop, and we've got an artist who will be coming out this year, who is a proper hackle raiser, and we've got a working with 2 great producers, a guy called Pale Blue from London, who's kind of, I suppose, ambient drum and bass, and then a guy called Simon Bradshaw, who's out of Leeds.
I think you sent some of his stuff in.
Yeah, he's also signed with us on his own as Faint Line, who are kind of indie
okay,
pop, who are up
yeah.
for Best
Nominated
Indie Pop.
today, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
And also he's another band who we'll hit you with, who's got first singles out in February, end of February, called Weathered Man and the Noise, a two-piece kind of desert rock type band,
Yes,
Queens of the
yes,
Stone Age type.
yes.
But he's a really successful producer. He actually has a platinum album with a K-pop act.
Oh, wow.
From Korea. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
one of these guys that
Like
you
you
go,
do.
It's a real mixed bag.
Yeah,
this guy.
you know, could you write something that sounds like London Grammar? And and there's Faint Line.
They're
Could
amazing.
you write something that sounds like Queens of the Stone Age? And that's Weathered Man. Could you write K-pop? Yeah, he's just one of those guys.
Fantastic.
He's worked with the Chili Peppers and Peter Hook and people like that. So he's
Mega.
kind of, and he's part of the label
One of
family
them.
now. So
So he's coming out
his stuff,
this year.
His stuff's coming out. We did some releases last year with Faint Line. They're back in the studio this year, but the Weathered Man of the Noise is a completed album, and that one,
Brilliant.
the first release on that is February 21st.
Excellent. Look forward to that.
It's just everything's so busy, isn't it? It's,
It's all good though, isn't it?
No,
lads?
it's brilliant.
It's all good.
It's brilliant, and
It's- yeah.
you know, we say this every year, right? If we could bottle what we're doing, you know, as a
Collectively,
community,
yeah.
because everyone comes together for these couple of days. If we could just bottle that for the whole year, or all, you know, constantly, you know, it would be so powerful.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what social media tool can help us do that, or what.
Well,
we'll talk to Josh when he comes on
We
about
will,
this,
yes.
but you know, it's there's so much happening, all for, you know, so many people pulling in a good direction.
That's
you
it.
know.
That's it. And that's what we set out together
Exactly.
from the very start.
However,
three
you
years
know,
ago.
there's still only 3 or 4 people in control of the old damn industry, and you know, we're obviously trying to change that. And I love the sound of what Ian's doing.
We've got to disrupt it. We've got
That's
to
it.
disrupt
Yeah,
it. That's
exactly.
the thing. And I think,
Exactly.
you know, I had a nice long chat with Jeff last night from Big Hug, and we're going to be one of the bands. In fact, you've had their first single, "Take It All" from Van Royale. I sent it to him, and he said, "Oh, can you give me a call on Friday? I need to talk to you about this band." So I haven't let the band know yet,
Brilliant.
but
Yeah,
you know,
brilliant.
Well, I just
but I
found
think
out.
that like-minded people that have that vision of let's get independent music where it needs to be.
Exactly.
It's
And
very
there's
important.
we did an interview recently where I sort of said, and it's so true, that there's no reason why everyone in this collective and creative loop can't actually all succeed together and earn together. It's that, you know, because obviously we all need to earn, but no one has to screw anyone over, and and obviously that's traditionally just how it works. So onwards and upwards.
Very
and,
excited.
Great
Yeah,
to see you,
absolutely.
Very
mate.
excited.
And you as well.
All the best.
Thanks, guys.
We talk about how big the awards are and how they cover internationally. And who have we got here?
Oh, well, we have got one of our best international band nominees,
And
all the way from Chicago.
Well, welcome. You're amazing.
Yeah, I know. Congrats.
USA, America.
Let's not get into that. I tell you.
Not right now.
No, I think he escaped, to be honest. We're filming this just
Yeah.
after inauguration.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So Eagle Mechanics is
Yes.
the band. Tell us
Yes.
about yourselves.
Yeah, so we're alternative rock, blues rock duo based in Chicago. Been at it for about 10 years now.
And you started sending your stuff, I think, almost a year ago, and absolutely fabulous stuff.
How did you discover, out of interest, Wigwam then in Chicago?
I don't remember exactly, but I know that I came across it, and
It's the word on the street.
yeah,
No, I know it is.
People in Chicago are telling
But
each
we
other
know
about
that.
Wigwam.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, it's super impressive that you firstly you're here from Chicago,
Yeah.
and secondly that you discovered Wigwam in the US, which I know that you're global, but I just was interested to find out how you came across it and decided to then send your music in.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I believe so. My music distribution is CD Baby, and I think CD Baby promoted Radio Wigwam.
Good to know.
And so I submitted music. Actually, I believe a few years ago, submitted some stuff, and then back in 2024, I sent a few more songs in, and then lo and behold, I saw that we got nominated, which was really,
yeah, absolutely.
was really cool to see.
No, strong, really strong stuff, consistently strong. And I have to say, well, we haven't mentioned this yet, but we got 2 new categories this year. We've got
do.
17 categories. the music venue, grassroots music venue
That's right.
champion, and the Wigwam Jam live performances. We'll go
Which
into
I'm
that in a minute.
presenting this evening.
But the best, we'll talk about that in a minute, but the best international group, which is what you're nominated for, this, other than the UK and Ireland, so we're talking about the whole of the world here. That's not easy to get it, and it's so hard. We had to make it 14 nominees this year. It was just too hard. So congratulations on getting in.
Yeah.
No, that shows how strong it is. So really
It's
strong.
good as well that you don't limit the nominees, Chris. You know what I mean? And that there are. It's so good that there are 14 that are up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than we got to narrow. You got to narrow it
down to like 5.
to 3 or 5.
And the same 5 for every category. Yeah.
So that's a real pro artist sort of feature.
Yeah, and obviously we're focusing largely on the UK, but the conundrum is elsewhere. You know, the same struggle for recognition as an independent artist is everywhere. And we got people from Norway coming in, and people from France coming, and more besides. So it's
International
Yeah,
bang.
it is. And but what have you got planned whilst you're here, other than the awards, obviously?
Yeah, so we're actually playing a show at the Bread and Roses on Saturday. We're opening for a band called Jagged Camels. We kind of decided last minute to come to the awards show and figured while we're here, might as well
Bring your guitars.
try to get a show in. So,
why not?
so
Brilliant.
we're really
Gotta
excited
try.
to bring the music to the UK.
Tickets still available for that, or is it?
It's actually a free
just
show.
to rock
so,
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're
Check it out, people.
wide open.
This won't be out then, will
No.
it? But well, anyway, this will be out after the show. But I hope the show went well.
Yeah, I'm sure it was an absolute storm.
It was an absolute bang.
They'll be back when the time this is up
That's
because
right.
of public demand for their first UK tour.
Exactly, yeah. Excellent. I mean, we're mega stuff.
Yeah. So what tracks are you pushing at the moment?
So our two biggest tracks. We have one called Moonlight Dies, which is I don't know. It's a very stellar track. It's kind of our big rock showcase. It's very loud and bombastic. Then we also have a song off of called This Other Side, which is actually the title track of an EP we released a couple years ago during COVID. So we're really excited to share those.
Yeah. Well, we will. And have you got anything coming up in Chicago?
We're working on it right now. There's a lot of moving parts. We're hoping 2025 will be kind of the year.
Well, you never know what may happen later. Who knows if that could give you a kickstart as well.
Yeah, we also have a track we kind of did a soft release a little while ago, but another track hoping to release later this year called Bull in a China Shop. It's kind of with all the events going on in the U.S., it's a little bit of a protest anthem. So we're excited for that.
Yeah, I'm curious who you're protesting against. You just don't know anymore. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in, and thanks for coming all this way. Really hope you enjoy it, and lovely to speak to you last night as well.
Do you want to
let's play
introduce a track of whichever you want to
You
play?
gave us 2 to choose from.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
What do you want to play?
we'll do Moonlight Dies.
Moonlight Dies. Let's hear it.
Moonlight keeps blinking, I keep sinking into my vodka tonic. Sidewalk feels the stumbling feet of vagabonds and ladies up to no good. City Casanova in the sky. Sooner or later the moonlight dies. The moonlight dies. The moonlight dies. The moonlight dies. Lady on the balcony, shadow makes a mystery. Red light falls like snowflakes. Stella drowns her mind 4 hours after 9. Street lamps won't help her home tonight. as the dawn breaks, light will shine on her mistakes, and the satin sheets draped on her thighs. Sun floats high to the sky. Sooner or later, the sunlight dies. Sunlight dies. Sunlight dies. Sunlight dies.
The main man.
How are we, fellas? Are we okay?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
And I'm delighted to introduce Josh Robinson from LMS UK. So I only formally introduced you guys. You two, you've met Josh before.
Yeah, we
last
really
night.
met
but,
last night, but it's great to see you.
Yeah, I mean, you were here the whole night, and at the end, I kind of went, well, "Was it all right? Did you have a good time?" You're like, "Yeah."
So it was, Josh. We've been partners for some time, but LMS UK approached us about doing the networking because Josh is an old pro at the old
an
networking.
absolute pro,
and he brought that talent to us last night. So thank you for that. It went down really well. What did you think?
I absolutely loved it, and it's one of them where LMS UK has been my pride and joy for the last 8 years, helping independent artists. But over the last 2 or 3 years, I've really enjoyed the presenting side, and it's something I'm getting more and more into.
Yeah.
And it's all word of mouth. And I thought, this is out of my comfort zone a little bit. Let's give it a good go. And I really enjoyed it.
You seem completely comfortable. I mean, you're very natural in it. I think it was really good.
And the artists I spoke to last night were like, wow, what, I've never been to an event like that. And that was the goal. All the weekly meetings I had with Wigwam and the team, it was like, we want it like nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been to many, and you've. Do you say performed? Hosted at many. You've hosted at many. But you wanted to bring something a little bit different. And we, your suggestion was to try the speed networking. And it went down an absolute treat. And so congratulations on that.
It wasn't,
idea.
it wasn't, as we said earlier, it wasn't like, we've all been to sort of, I guess, stale kind of panel discussions, you know what I mean? But it wasn't like that. And that, I guess that's the challenge. And one of the things we're doing when the new Jamma's out is we'll be hosting regular sort of
hangouts, and
we're going to call them like hangouts, but we'll talk about that more because we'd love you to be part
involved,
of it and sort of work with us to host them regularly. And then we'll
love
be at
that.
a very big brand.
Brand, you say?
A very big brand venue, which I can't mention, but I'll tell you after. But yeah, no, it was great.
No, and the mentality going into that was, if in my head, what are the musicians going to want? What are they going to want? And the panel was short and sweet, but the points they wanted, the speed dating was a bit of a mosh pit because some people were getting like absolutely taken over. But
Health
That's
and
a good
safety
sign.
will be. They're not watching.
But that's what it's about, and then that just goes to prove that how much value that the artists see in it. You know.
And all the contacts stayed afterwards. They were speaking with the artists.
Even
With
when
some brilliant-
George went on, we were still being like collared by people that wanted to ask the same questions. We
Dean
could have
got
done
pinned
that.
up against a wall at one point.
was why you
Which
know.
I thoroughly enjoyed. But yeah, and also tell us a bit more about because I know that obviously there's the social media side as well, and I know you actually through Wigwam work with some artists to do their social media. How does that all work?
Yeah, so LMS UK, we do social media management for musicians. We really strive to be the best in the industry. And what I mean by best is for independence. We're not there charging £4,000 a month like other people. We want it affordable. Some musicians come here and it takes time. It's not an overnight success of social media. You've got to please the algorithms. You've got to play the game. But long term, we've had some brilliant successes. And we've got this reputation of getting artists full time, really progressing their careers. And that's what me and the team are passionate about.
And is it a fixed cost sort of package that you
there's different packages. Starting from as little as we've got free community and kind of works up to around £300 a month plus
so
that.
affordable and like you say, you work with them on a sort of project basis.
Yeah, and we just put artists first. So it's rolling monthly. They're not tied in for anything. And it's down to them to also give us the content. So it's not just LMS UK gets 1 million fans. It's not like that at all. It's we're going to give you the resources, we'll give you the team, but ultimately you've still got to go out and then film content. And if they buy into that, the results have been phenomenal.
Incredible, great.
So last night, not only just the network, we had the live performances, and two of the artists that perform in George Bone and Softwave are also on the books of LMS as well as Wigwam. So that went down a real treat as well.
Yeah, we George is phenomenal. I've asked him to play my wedding next year. As a first dance.
Dean's lady friend would like George Bone to play their wedding as well. Although he's not actually engaged.
It's time for me to leave. No, this is not.
But it has been
television.
mentioned.
An announcement.
No, it's not an announcement.
It's not announced. That's lovely though. That's
So we built a great relationship with our artists, and Softwave as well. They came to us. They wanted a big campaign to kind of fundraise their kind of new project. Came to us. We smashed the targets on that, and that's the power of social media. If it's done correctly, it can leverage you to do that. And the biggest takeaway from the panel last night was 1,000 engaged fans. Forget millions of streams, all these followers. If you've got 1,000 engaged loyal fans, keep them happy, treat them better, because they will push you through.
That's it. And I think, I like the approach you take of working with the artists sort of individually, directly, because obviously social media these days, let's face it, it's extremely flooded and saturated. But I guess if you're working with the artist directly, you're working with them to get they're gathering the right content, and then you're working with them, to put it out. Then that's the way to do it.
Do you know what? I got a lot of feedback last night from LMS UK, and they said, Josh, do you know what I like? It's the fact you'd give us a slap on the wrist if we're not doing our
There you go.
content.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes independent artists need a bit of a push.
They do.
And we are happy to give it to them.
Brilliant.
Well,
Good lad.
what we also saw yesterday, and Ian mentioned it a bit just now, is from the session yesterday, is that people don't have all the answers. They need to be told sometimes what to do, and it could be socials, it could be, sometimes the way they dress or whatever. But everyone needs a point in the right direction. No one has the full package.
No, not at all. And that's why partnering with Wigwam last night was fantastic, because every contact in the room I trust. I genuinely done my research. I've got a lot of faith that my artists can come in here. And there's a lot of snakes in the industry, and the fact we've kind of got a safe space of people we trust was incredible.
100%.
Because exactly that, you need the right team, people are going to point you in the right direction, and I think that was the best part of last night.
Funny you say that, because this morning, when I was sort of thinking about it when I got up this morning, it's just one of the best things about this event every year is just how many lovely and genuine people are in the room at one time. And honestly, I thought about that when I was doing my ablutions this morning. I did, I swear. So, anyway, Josh, legend, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Well,
what
Josh,
else
we'll see Josh again.
Yeah.
He's going to be giving out an award later.
Oh, of course.
Presenter.
What are you presenting tonight?
Best male.
Whoa, that is a biggie.
It is a biggie. Yeah,
is a biggie.
Another hot category.
How many nominations are there for Best Male?
12.
12. Well,
gonna be tight.
That's a top award.
No, it is, and thank you for doing it.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
We normally would play a song, but I guess
Yeah, but it's got many LMS
yeah.
artists.
yeah, yeah.
Whether you
Sure,
want to pick an artist, do you want to just showcase?
You can't
right
have
now?
George Bone.
No
He's already
pressure.
been
Can't
on.
have
No,
George.
because
Or
you've
we
got
could-
to get your
Instead of
wedding.
me to pick favourites here,
Or we could
guys.
just,
I know, yeah,
just play who the winner is of best male.
We could play the
I
winner
guess.
of Best Male.
Oh yeah,
quite
this will be
fitting.
done by then. So yeah, we'll play the winner of best male.
Winner of best male.
Who is? I know.
Thank you, Josh, and once again, thanks for hosting the network event. Absolutely splendid, and we look forward to doing many more.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
I've been dreaming of the clouds above, but it's wearing thin. She said that it's all a lie, that we're gonna die, too bad we're already dead. I've been thinking of my future, but I'm worried time stood still. Can success come sometime sooner? Too bad patience is a skill. Too bad patience is a skill. And I just came to count the stars, but I won't get very far. The clouds are blocking my way, and today is not my day. 'Cause the clouds are blocking my way, and I can't make out my own face. I've seen sacred fairy tales, and they never fail. It's like a horror scene. I tried about 1,000 times to come out alive, but guess it's not for me. I've been thinking of my future, but I'm worried time stood still. Can't success come sometime sooner? Too bad patience is a skill. Too bad patience is a skill. I just came to count the stars, but I won't get very far. The clouds are blocking my way, and today is not my day. 'Cause the clouds are blocking my way, and I can't make out my own face. When I came to count the stars, you said I won't get very far. Took them all away. No one said there would be today. Now the clouds have gone away. They always said you would lead me astray.
Would you believe that last year, Nathan always dresses very well, right?
thanks,
always,
Chris.
and we no, you do.
I know
But
what you're
last year, would you believe we clashed?
well,
I
this-
don't normally dress
You didn't
up,
text
right?
before.
No,
Weirdly, we were wearing exactly the same thing. It was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
What are the chances?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And you know, I have to say thank you very much for taking your jacket off.
Yeah. Well, welcome, guys. Look at this. Rock and roll, baby. Huh?
Yeah,
Look at it. What swagger.
I am very excited.
Yeah.
Jack Ellis and the Contraband. Jack Ellis and Elsie Bella from Jack Ellis and the Contraband.
Fresh off a performance
No, I mean,
last night.
we've been playing Jack since the beginning, and I don't know if you were an item then,
No,
but
that was-
we've been
that was the
playing the
beginning.
pair of you ever since.
Yeah, it was
Welcome.
the beginning. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
All
So-
the way from France.
Yeah, he's got that French accent as a giveaway. Isn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah. So tell us about yourselves.
So we're from Wales. We become an item during the start of Wigwam.
We won collaboration, then we're like...
And then become an
Let's
item
collaborate.
from there.
Through Wigwam, you're like Cilla Black, Chris.
Yeah, I suppose. I've been compared to... No, I haven't been compared to worse. Whilst we're on this, I'm going to mention it because God rest her and all that. But Cilla Black used to, I think, date John Majeski.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Reading boy.
Yeah, and obviously I live in Reading area, and where we used to live was on a terrace street, and which backed onto a curry house in Caversham, where they used to go very often. And I couldn't. Very sarcastically, I couldn't believe my luck that Cilla Black was in the house often.
Yeah.
I bloody hated that program. Anyway,
yeah.
Nevertheless, a little anecdote there.
Rest in peace. But
I'm out the news. I didn't know she was gone.
well, surprise!
We've been out the
Come on. Very good. Anyway, we digress. Yeah, right. So, personally, I must say your performance last night was absolutely incredible. Blew us away.
Thank you.
And I believe you're going to be playing again this evening.
Yes.
For the actual award night.
They're opening it up.
You're
kicking it
opening the
off.
show.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not going to ask what you. Well, I'm going to ask what you're playing because this won't be going out beforehand. So what are you playing?
So we're opening up with Sweets, which is our first single with the Contraband. So the Contraband, as we said, we met over here in Wales. Not here, but yeah. With the start of Wigwam. From there, we moved to France, and then we created the Contraband. So they're with us tonight. We've got, which are all French, with the two Welsh front people.
Same as last night, yeah.
Same as last night. So we created the Contraband, and then we've that's the step of the music where we started going a bit more blues rock, a bit more electrifying rock and roll. And I think they've kind of brought that to us as well. As we're both singer-songwriters.
Yeah. It's definitely a harder edge, isn't there, to the new stuff?
A bit more foot stomping. But we're recording a lot now. We're recording the first band with the Contraband. So I dropped my first album as Jack Ellis, as a solo artist. And then this is with the Contraband. I think the elements add to the music which we're writing now, but it's still got that singer-songwriter twist on it as well. It's a very rock and roll album, but you've still got the downbeat, slower, bluesy, lyric-y tracks as well with that. And obviously Mademoiselle adds a massive feature with her incredible voice.
Yeah. I mean, an incredible voice as well. Last night it was hypnotising almost.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to hear the sound check, and I've seen you play before, but I knew it was going to be a special one.
I mean, the venue itself is special, so...
it brings out the best in your voice here, doesn't it?
And everyone, it was such a nice vibe. Everyone was like very attentive. It was good.
I don't think you need a microphone, do you, really?
Yeah, no, it was good.
So with Sweets, that was Wigwam Track of the Week as well.
Yeah,
exactly. In 2024.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a good one. So you're going to kick off with that. And I believe you're also going to perform your award-winning song
Bring back
as well.
Yeah,
well, it would be. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, they won best collaboration. We did a special award one year because there was
that last year?
I think it was like. Yeah,
oh right, okay.
It was like the year of COVID. I think there was a lot of people doing this,
virtual.
And
we had the virtual.
Yeah, and that's another thing that the guys did. Another little story for you. We did. Do you remember I told you about in lockdown? We did a lockdown festival.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the guys played, and they did the sound check in Wales. And they actually performed it a couple of days later in France. That's when they actually moved.
Really? Oh, right.
So the sound check was absolutely totally null and void.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's true. I remember that.
So because you live in France now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were talking yesterday about the Cannes.
Yeah.
Cans or cans. The
That
Cannes
would be awesome.
music
Which is
festival,
the
which
south
we're
of France.
involved in. Which, hopefully you'll come to this year.
Yeah.
Cannes,
Which is top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But we'll be in Cannes in June. So hopefully you guys will come down. The whole crew will be there.
Yeah, we'd love
And
to.
it's great
I
fun.
know, this is going to be a big festival this year.
Yeah,
isn't
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
People you're inviting down.
Come on down. Très jolie band.
But the interesting thing that we've also spoken about in the past is obviously independent musicians in France. What's it like there for independent musicians?
So that's kind of what made us stay, because we quickly realised that. So in France, there's I think almost double the budget for culture. So like numbers, I'm not exactly sure about, but I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's about double. And so it's kind of like I couldn't think of the opposite of a vicious circle, like the opposite, like a happy circle, the cycle of life of musicians. So the government will fund venues, these small venues, large venues, and give like money to them for them to then pay artists correctly.
Wow.
And then artists then live off that. And so there's like a scheme, it's kind of, or like a status, like a legal status, if you're an intermittent du spectacle, it's called. So intermittent means that you don't work all the time, because with music it's mostly in the summer or when when there is gigs on. So, but they pay you the same every month once you've paid in. So you have to do 507 hours. Very bureaucratic. You need to.
Very French.
To prove it, I suppose.
Very French, but very.
But
good.
still, I wasn't aware of that. That is actually big up the French.
Yeah,
really.
It's a big way of
because I usually slag them off.
And you pay a lot of tax in, and you do your work, but you don't do too much as well.
Yeah.
So you hit a criteria of 43 concerts, and you do that, and they don't want you to do much more. So you choose your concerts, and then you get your monthly wage.
Wow.
And is it enough to enough to live on as a professional musician?
It's above minimum wage in France, so obviously it's going to be different in the UK, but living costs usually are reflected in the minimum wage.
They are known as being arty in France.
Yeah. Well, the fact that they're also supporting the small independent venues, because I mean, in the UK, as we all know, they're shutting down every day. And there was a couple that we've worked with that have just shut their doors over the past few weeks. So I hadn't realised that was going on. So it's interesting.
We've lost since we moved from Cardiff. There's 3 venues.
One I'm thinking of is in Cardiff. I didn't know if we wanted to mention it, but
the Moon.
That's
and there's
it's
another
very
one,
sad.
I
think we were the final nail in their coffin.
Because
sadly.
Sorry.
No, we actually had a very good night.
It was very successful.
It was a shame, real shame.
Wigwam hosted their DAB launch party there, and it was packed. But 3 weeks, a month later,
believe it.
shut down. We were really shocked, and it's such a shame. But
we pretty much met there on that street.
Really,
That's where we're born and bred.
I played my first gig in Cardiff when I was solo there, and it's kind of it means something to everyone in Wales anyway. Yeah.
So I tried getting to come to the awards. I tried getting Lisa Nandy. She is the Minister for Culture, Media, Sport, that sort of thing, and I think the British government needs to follow suit here.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Everyone's banging on about venues going out, and Music Venue Trust are going to be here tonight as well, and they're doing lots of great things, but. They haven't got the clout to do what the French government are doing. They need to do more.
I think it's Europe as well. We've recently went down through Germany, Austria, Italy, and we did a few concerts all the way down. And you can tell we're turning up at venues that are not packed out, and you can play in the middle of Timbuktu to not many people. You turn up. All catered out, all you can eat, 3-course meal, all you can drink. The artists are really respected.
Incredible.
With a good few £100, and that's even acoustic.
Yeah.
Groups are paid.
I think in the UK, what's sad is it's like it's almost just sort of seen as it's laughed at, or it's just the arts, we'll focus on. And it's about time that the UK sort of just steps up.
It's like there are organisations in place for arts.
I'm talking
England,
government
lottery funding, and there are various sort of foundations effectively for budgets, but the criteria to meet those are so
impossible.
Niche. They want you to be of a certain background or doing a certain thing from a certain area to get their diversity.
Tick certain boxes.
To tick boxes, exactly. And it's so hard to get through that.
That is kind of with the intermittent thing. It's very hard to actually get it, but if you work hard at it, you can, because there's another side. So there is the government side, of course, but a very key thing in France, and it's one of those things that's quite hard to erase behaviour. But for example, in France, one thing we quickly realised when we did our first gig and we were going to get paid. They were immediately, they were like, so what do you want, 800, 600? And we were kind of like a duo, just
okay, that's it.
And you did say, oh no, well, we don't need to try 300, and then they said, don't you dare lower the price.
That's brilliant.
It's rude for the others,
Kudos
it's disrespectful to other musicians. So, and we've met since other bands, they're like, oh, don't go doing that. So obviously, for very small venues,
we want to pay you more money. Don't you dare.
I think we need to take something from that, and there needs to be a
100%.
Do you know a massive point as well we don't consider that really is emphasised in France? we do too much. And we do too much music, as in there's a gig on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Every night, as in we. France, we look for gigs. We get booked out all summer, and we cannot find gigs through the weeks.
Right.
So Sunday off every night.
Yeah.
Get Sunday,
in the week
but
sometimes.
Monday,
holiday,
Tuesday,
but-
Wednesday, Thursday, you can't get them. And we're searching the whole of France now, and they don't do it. And the Fridays and Saturdays, you get packed out and you get booked up for
Which
all.
I guess is it works. So
And
it's not
what
saturated.
helps with that is
Yeah.
the gigs you turn up.
Appreciate
We had a Sunday slot in a theatre. It was sold out on reservation for us. And you turn up, right? There's all 80-year-olds turning up, and you can tell they haven't looked who's playing.
Yeah.
Because it's an event on the weekend.
Exactly.
That everyone comes out of these village and packs.
Less is more.
Yeah, it's not saturated.
And everyone's there for
It's
whatever's going to happen
Great.
tonight.
Yeah, I
and
like
it's
And
different.
A key element to that one, which shows just how so this was in a theatre, so owned by the town, and so it was booked up on reservation, but it was free tickets because they want to gift culture to the people. in the town.
It's the whole point about, as we always talk about with
Exactly.
everyone that we work with, it's a community vibe.
Exactly.
Right? And I had no idea that was how it worked in France. And I've usually slagged the French off, but
I mean,
not today.
but for loads of other things. I mean,
We've got plenty of
So yeah,
But
great
and then,
stuff.
and just the one other thing with that, there was no bar, so they literally were taking a complete
No money.
deficit,
Incredible. No
complete
food, no-
deficit.
Yeah, fair play.
But
Yeah.
because the government is pushing, so obviously, that might not work forever. That,
Yeah, they need
Well, yeah.
they need to
But
sell some.
Yeah,
some
you-
bar
stuff, I
could have
think,
been
you know.
good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, bar would have been nice, but I guess, but even
Tell you what, tell me where it is. I'll take a bar.
yeah, we'll run the bar. Yeah.
Exactly.
Look.
But it just goes to show
Yeah.
that that was what they wanted to do,
Yeah.
and they came for that. They didn't come for
Brilliant.
They were
Exactly.
parched, but
Fantastic.
happy.
Fantastic.
musicians.
Well, I think should we hear anything else, Chris, or should we? hear
No,
a track?
We'll go with Sweets, is it?
it's a good
As we're
choice.
Opening
That's
up with
it.
Sweets, yeah. A bit of rock and roll, and it's the start of the contraband.
There you go.
There we are. This is
Let's-
Sweets.
Dino, run that rhythm.
He's got to get it in every time.
Tell me what's running through your crazy mind. 'Cause I'm not one for words at this particular time. Tell me everything's gonna be alright. 'Cause there's blood in his shirt and his teeth coming out tonight. This drunken town of spit and beer, I can find my way home, but I just love the taste of fear when it's run through your bones. You better shake, 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 the devil's coming at me. There's a Colombian doctor got me running at 40 degrees. Shake, 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 the devil's got me down on my knees. See, boy, you're desperate, better take another one of mine. See, boy, you're desperate, better take another one of mine. My sweets. Have you ever sick when you're trying to find a little bit of sense? And if you're fighting on the front line, you will pay the consequence. Oh, tell me everything's gonna be just fine. 'Cause he's lying in the dirt and his teeth are getting buried tonight. This drunken town, we disappear. Running wild when our eyes are closed. But I just love to taste your knee, like a thorn must be close to a rose. You better shake, 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 the devil's coming at me. There's a Colombian doctor got me burning at 40 degrees. Shake, 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 the devil's
Wigwam royalty.
Royalty, we bow down to it. We bow down.
Friends and stalwarts and hangers-on of Wigwam will know all about this pair here, this beautiful pair. So 2/5 of, or 1/3 of Bonnie and the Jets.
Yes.
That's correct.
Too much math for me. So.
So Bonnie and one Jet. How about that?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
We were talking earlier, and the Wigwam Awards at the Bedford wouldn't be the same without you, because you've been here every year.
We're honoured.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're also winners of the coveted award.
Best song.
Best
song
song
2 years
Yes.
ago.
Doesn't get much
Thank
better
you.
than that.
No, it doesn't. I remember when we heard that the first time.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of the music curation whilst walking my dog.
That's a good way of listening to
and
music.
No euphemism. Straight as you like. And you know, you hear a lot of songs which, you know, you listen to them, but you wished you hadn't. And but that one came up, and you think, oh, we don't get many of them anymore. So, for our viewers, tell us a bit about Bonnie and Jets and the style of music.
Well, we like to call our genre soul rock. So we think we found our niche kind of in the elements between rock, soul, blues, and very inspired by the 60s, 70s soundscape, indeed.
Bit of Janis Joplin sort of vibe, I think, with you when you're on stage. I get that.
Is that
just the movements and stuff?
Yeah.
In my opinion,
I take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would.
Indeed.
I think we were very concerned with the energy of the music, also being shown during our live shows and all of that. And and I think we're doing, good figures, all of us.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
stage.
So
it's important to us.
So, "Endless Summer" was the song of the year, and that's been played an awful
all the
lot.
time.
And brilliant track. It was even last year. It was the background music to our montage as well, and brilliant stuff. But last year in 2024, you brought out some new stuff, which was the new direction.
We did. Obviously, there's a lot of the popular music coming from the roots of blues, soul, gospel as well. And we do love our gospel. And I don't know about you, Johanna, but I grew up with, gospel and spirituals. You as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like from very early
We don't
on.
get a lot of gospel anymore,
so-
but that was a real... real difference.
We decided to, why not?
Yeah.
We have the opportunity to go into the studio and record it live. And we did fell in love with a couple of songs done by Tina Turner amongst them. So, we decided, why not?
Yeah.
So, just like...
like the roots from the soul music, we just sort of brought it a little bit back in, just to like remind ourselves that it's actually coming from here.
And when you talked
and
about
it's a
your
good
niche
thing.
of soul rock, that's another niche. You don't get many of them in the independent music scene. So,
but you'd also, I think, have such a unique sound as well. Like it's
thank
a
you.
Bonnie and the Jets track. And I have to talk about my favourite track, which is "Everything You," which I listen to every week,
very
probably 10
powerful.
times a week.
Thank you.
And it's an incredible track. And I believe you, I don't know if you can talk about it, but you might be doing some more with that track.
We are indeed. So, like in a not very long time, there's going to be a music video to the track because we've been receiving a lot of good compliments to that track, and we never released it as a single.
Oh, wow.
So we thought, okay, it needs some more attention. So we did
that's great,
actually make a video for it. So it's going to be out.
Yeah, that's
quite soon.
exciting. And some other new music, which we haven't heard yet. Because we're not allowed to.
Oh, right.
We are
Something's
releasing a whole new album in May, actually.
Brilliant.
Oh, wow.
Brilliant. Excellent.
Can't wait. So we just had, we were just speaking to Alcy and Jack from Jack Ellis and the Contraband, and they were talking to us about what it's like for musicians in France. You guys are from Norway.
Yeah.
We are.
How do you find the music scene in Norway, and how is it to get support in Norway as an artist?
I think it's big and small at the same time, because it's a lot of people. If you know one, you know another one, and it's not the community is not necessarily that super big because it's a small country. But I think, and we spoke about it a little bit earlier as well, but to get like to apply for things and get like support from the government and such is a lot of possibilities, but there are a lot of people that wants that money. So you have to apply with a lot of forms and everything.
A lot of process.
Yes, a long process, and sometimes you don't really know what to do right in order to get the funding that you want or need. So you just have to, I think you have to show more that you're being played here and there and people want to listen to you, and hopefully maybe even get like, as you mentioned earlier, to work with people that are a little bit more famous than yourself, sort of, to just,
How's
get
the
a bigger
live scene,
audience.
the gigging scene? Is that busy? Or is it, like you say, is it the same circuit, or is it a lot of opportunity for live stuff?
Yeah, sure, there is, but especially in Oslo, it's so many musicians and so many people wanting to play. So it's kind of a paradox that musicians need to pay to be able to play. Right. Sometimes, so it's quite strange in a sense. And when it comes to the music industry in Norway compared to the UK, I don't know, it's chaotic in Norway as well. And I do run a podcast about the music industry and talk to other artists and people how they experience it. And they're like very experienced artists still wondering about like, how is this working? How is that working? It's like many elements to understand, and something you may never understand.
Yeah. It's tough.
So you obviously won Best Song 2 years ago. Has that helped in any way with your at home? With
we
getting
would
funding,
say that indeed. Yeah, of course, it's been a huge big thing for us, because obviously when people back in Norway see that we are getting recognized by you guys abroad in a country like England, it's a big thing for us, and we've been seeing that it's been easier for us to get gigs and to get into to promote ourselves. Yeah.
Well, exactly, and I'm delighted to hear that, because that's the whole point of giving you that recognition to hopefully be a boost for your career. So I'm delighted to hear that back home they recognise that, and obviously they recognise it here. So they should recognise it. I'm delighted to hear that.
Should we have a little exclusive while we're talking about gigs?
Dean's got an exclusive?
Has he?
As we've talked about on the podcast before, I've been stupid enough to give you two control of the second stage of Wokingham Festival.
Yeah, baby. And, Jamma Wigwam Jamma stage.
Yeah, exactly. And your headline act will be Bonnie and the Jets.
Ooh, that's correct.
Is that an official announcement?
That's an official
announcement. That is a wild
announcement.
exclusive, baby.
Yeah. It was a no-brainer.
Of course. We can't wait to have you there. Yeah. It's going to be brilliant. It's a great festival. It's full of independent artists, and thank you, Dean, for giving us our own stage this year.
Now, don't mess it up.
Pressure's not on us.
They'll be fine. It's making sure you two behave.
Cilla Black. Anyway, look forward to having you there. That's in August, and then I guess then the new album will be out. We're also in some preliminary talks as well. We talk about the collective of people we work with. Obviously, we're in some preliminary talks as well with potential distribution and an independent label here in the UK, which we won't mention just yet. But that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
all of these things.
Opening doors.
Plugging in together, growing together. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah. Hopefully it's a case study.
And it's a shame that your drummer's not here, because
we won't go there.
Nathan's in love with
because I love it.
Nobody hits the drums as hard.
I'm joking. Well, good luck with presenting the award tonight.
What song are we going to play on the podcast?
What should we play from Bonnie and the Jets?
I think since we talked about Everything You, maybe that should be a song we can play. Yeah.
Fantastic. Here's Everything You, my personal favourite from Bonnie and the Jets. Let's hear it.
Something's different now. You're not here with me. Whenever you're gone, a part of me is missing. You're never too far away.
feel your beating heart and your warm embrace. You're all that I want, all that I need, all that I see in this whole wide world, in this whole wide world. Everywhere I roam, so much to say, a million ways to be free. And the light of love is oh so pure. I have never been so sure that you're all that I want, all that I need, all that I see in this whole wide world, in this whole wide world. You're everything I ever dreamed could come true. Everything you, everything you, everything you. Come here, let's waste a little time. We have found the best there is to find. That love conquers all ends. It's true, and it has always been. Yeah. You're all that I want, all that I need, all that I see in this whole wide world, in this whole wide world. Everything I ever dreamed could come true. Everything you, everything you, everything you. You're all that I want, all that I need, all that I see. Yeah. Everything you.
Well, gentlemen,
Indeed. Fabulous.
What a range of incredible artists on an international scale.
Oh yeah, exactly. That was potluck, really. Everyone seemed to be all over the shop. Was it only George as an artist from the UK?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Fabulous.
What credit, Chris?
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely
Yeah,
fabulous.
you get to bring everyone together for an event like this.
Yeah, exactly. And
Last night was brilliant, and obviously
Can't wait now.
tonight is the night.
can't wait. Put the sponsor wall up.
That's it.
We got the
Red Lantern and
you can
the
see that.
Wigwam one.
Yeah,
It's
we got
ready
all
up.
that
Jamma
going
no
on.
goes anywhere, but never mind.
You know. What you got?
Nathan,
No,
it's
we're
up
on the
here.
wall. Yeah, you zoom in on that.
Yeah.
But we're on the wall, and we can't wait for tonight. And Chris, honestly,
Yeah, well done
brilliant
again.
stuff.
Well, yeah. I'm sure it'll go well. Tony Moore hosting again, and
The man, the legend.
I am going to call out the Bedford. I'm going to certainly call out Richard, the production engineer, because we make him do a lot of work for this show. So fair play to him. So when this goes out, then you can put a link to his services on there.
Yeah.
But, absolutely fabulous. Can't wait.
Onwards and upwards, lads.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only January. We've done the Jamma 2.0 launch, 2 nights of Radio Wigwam Awards, and the big show tonight. Wokingham Festival.
Yeah, I've got that announcement post going out imminently.
2025.
Yeah.
Let's have it.
Yeah. It's time to put our suits on and get ready for tonight.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
See you on the next podcast.